Well, I think I was always interested in architecture and like space around me, but the first memory I really have is from when I was at primary school, and we were living in London at the time, and the primary school that I went to had a program of working with local architects, and they would come into the school and do various activities with us. So we would walk around the neighbourhood looking at all the different architectural styles of the houses around the school, and then we'd do activities like designing a village for 100 people. So we could choose wherever we wanted that to be, and I think that mine was in a desert. So I think that probably was one of the first sparks, I think, that pushed me towards an interest in architecture. Definitely, yeah. I really loved being at architecture school, and then I did work for 10 years as an architect. I really loved all the big ideas that you get to explore at university, and I just wanted the chance to do that on real projects. I'd also worked as an architecture student during my time at university, and I'd really enjoyed that collaborative experience of working in a design studio, so I was very keen to extend that. Well, I generally worked fairly front end as a graduate, so I worked on competitions and bids, and that sort of led naturally into working on the actual preparation of the tender documents. And then when I was, I think, probably 6 or 7 years out, I moved to Canberra, and I got the chance there to set up a studio for a practice. And that was when I started to get involved more in the business side of architecture, and sort of realised what the hard work was in finding projects and building up a business, and I found that a really interesting challenge. And following that, I did but didn't finish an MBA, and that gave me a bit more insight into a broader business operations and how every business has to take all those factors into consideration. Oh, a little bit, and I still like, peering over everyone's shoulder and seeing how the projects develop. And I think with big significant projects, you put a lot of effort into winning the projects, and so you're naturally interested in then how they develop. And I love being in a design studio and being exposed to design every day. It is what I expected. It's been an evolution really more than a big change. So the change really has been in working more closely with the directors to develop kind of strategies that support the longer term goals for the business, not so much the focus on the day-to-day. Well, we have kind of 4 key areas that fall under my remit. So PR and media, which has the broadest audience of all of our activities, marketing and collateral, client and industry relationships, and then bids and tenders, which is the most sort of focused part of what we do. And I think particularly in bids and tenders, that's really where, having worked as an architect but exposed to the business side, gives me a good insight into what both the design and the commercial objectives of our clients are and how we can best meet them. And then my role really has been to look at a strategy that sits over all of those 4 elements, so they all support and reinforce each other, and beyond that, the business goals of Bates Smart. The secret? Well, I think you have to enjoy it. I actually do enjoy writing bids and tenders, which a lot of people don't. But I think, and this is also where I think my architectural background comes in, is that, and having worked at front end, the front end of projects is all about the potential and the possibility that you can achieve with a project. And I just see writing the tender as just sort of like one step before that. So it's all about what's the possibility of this project, what's the potential, what could it be, and communicating that. And then obviously how Bates Smart experience will help you achieve that.